92.7. The bulletin is also live on all our social media platforms at 3FM 927. I am Noble Crosby Annan. Let's take a look at the headlines of the bulletin this afternoon. Coming up this afternoon, tension escalates in Ho amidst sporadic gunshots. An arrest of 15 persons who are live on the grounds, with some details shortly. Also, mixed reactions greet what the United States President Donald Trump describes as powerful and deadly precision strikes against militants linked to the Islamic State group in northwestern Nigeria. And all is set for the 3FM all-white party, which promises to be a perfect night filled with a star-studded lineup with electrifying music performances. We have details of these stories and a lot more coming to you shortly. Stay with us. Welcome to the broadcast. Reminder that we're live also on all our social media platforms at 3FM 927. Let's get interactive there. Let's begin the bulletin from here. 15 persons have been arrested by police following sporadic shooting incident around the whole central mosque this morning. The incident has escalated tensions in the area, with a number of residents sustaining injuries. Correspondent Faisal Abdul Idrisu joins us with some more details on this unfortunate development. Faisal, good to have you. What is the latest? What are the details of that disturbing development in Ho, Faisal?
So this morning at about 9 a.m., the information we picked is that some armed men, masked, appeared at the whole central mosque. And today being Friday, people were already gathering ahead of Juma prayers this afternoon. And so they demanded that they left the place and also asked that they opened the mosque for them. The congregants who were around the mosque at the time protested and said they were not going to do any of that. And so that led to a confrontation between those who were already at the mosque and the armed men. Gunshots were heard. We are not able to tell who is who at the moment because it is still a developing issue. Some people have sustained gunshot wounds. The police have deployed their men here. Military officers are here attempting to restore calm. So far, 15 persons have been picked by the police. 3 of the 15, I understand, have also sustained injuries. As I speak to you, some of these persons have been sent to the whole teaching hospital to receive medical attention. I attempted going in there to get the number of people who have sustained gunshot wounds, but the place has been cordoned off by the police for security reasons. And so as I speak to you, these are the details I've gathered so far regarding the disturbing incident in and around the whole central mosque this morning.
But Faisal, today is Friday. You've spoken about how authorities are reacting to this. But today being Friday, how was it going to affect congressional prayers?
Well, it's definitely going to affect it because this is the whole central mosque, the main whole zongo. And so this is where the larger group worship. And for what is happening this morning, as I speak to you, the place is highly tense. The place is highly tense. And so I am not too sure congregational prayers will be held at the mosque. But it is still a developing issue. We are here. And so whatever happens, I should be able to put that through for our listeners. But what I can confirm is that 15 persons have been arrested. We do not know the faces behind the attack this morning yet. The police have not made any official statement on the happenings either. And so it's difficult coming up with any further information. So we are waiting on the police to release a statement. When they are done with whatever they are doing here, then we can proceed with the other details available, which I think would be more concrete and factual.
Faisal, thank you. Faisal Idrisu speaking with us, updating us on the latest in the whole mosque, the happenings, the whole central mosque this morning. We'll bring you details in the subsequent bulletins. But moving on, the Electricity Company of Ghana is expected to be taken over by a private sector operator, according to the International Monetary Fund. In its latest staff report on Ghana, IMF says government plans to, by the end of 2025, hire a transaction advisor to oversee the selection of private sector concessionaries for electricity distribution. The fund notes that Ghana's energy sector is showing signs of stabilization, pointing to improved payment by ECG to independent power producers under the cash waterfall mechanism. ECG paid $308 million in the first half of 2025 compared to $325 million for the entire year of 2024. Now, despite the improvement, the IMF says outstanding obligations remain high. As of the end of June 2025, net payables to independent power producers stood at $1.2 billion, an increase of $71 million from the end of 2024. And arrears owed to fuel suppliers also stood at $830 million, though this was $124 million lower over the same period. According to the fund, the increase in payables to power producers in the first half of 2025 was largely due to reduced direct government payments, which offset gains from higher ECG remittances. Meanwhile, tension is mounting among more than 8,000 workers of the Electricity Company of Ghana over a reported government plan to appoint a transaction advisor to manage the retail collection of electricity bills. The workers, who belong to the Public Utilities Workers Union, say they will fiercely resist the move, warning it could negatively affect their jobs and undermine recent operational gains at ECG. Labour Affairs correspondent Daniel Opoko, he has been speaking to the General Secretary of POO, Timothy Nyame, and then he filed this report.
Earlier this year, government stepped back from direct interference in the operations of ECG, a move that allowed management and workers to improve revenue mobilization and reduce system losses. As a result, ECG losses dropped from 27% to 24%, while revenue increased significantly from 1.4 billion cedis to 1.75 billion cedis. Finance Minister Dr. Keza Tuforsen presented the 2026 budget statement and economic policy to Parliament on Thursday, November 13, announced that there has been a significant improvement in the Electricity Company of Ghana's revenue. He explained that revenues have risen by almost 90%, from 900 million cedis to 1.7 billion per month, due to better enforcement of cash waterfall mechanism. However, the Public Utilities Workers Union says it is surprised by reports that the government is now considering the appointment of a transaction advisor to take control of revenue collection. According to POO, the proposed arrangement threatens the progress so far made and could destabilize the company. General Secretary of POO, Timothy Nyame, has therefore kicked against the move, urging government to reconsider the decision in the interest of industrial harmony.
The enthusiasm to which the workers started work across the nation, I tell you, there are committees in place from the national to the regional to the district level, where everybody is working. We have this situation where we monitor operations, that at anywhere there's a problem, we quickly run to the place to make sure that we fix things. Now, these are the workers who have geared up and they are working, making sure that there's power should be stable throughout this unit time. For them to hear that you are bringing a transitional advisor, we don't even know what the person is coming to do.
He cautioned that failure to halt the appointment could disrupt the current peaceful industrial climate at ECG.
The workers of ECG will resist any attempt by any individual or group of individuals to try to come and annex any part of ECG for their own in the name of private sector participation. There's private sector participation already in place in ECG. So why do you need somebody to come and operate in the retail end and collect the money for what?
That was a report filed by my colleague Daniel Opoku there. To some other stories this afternoon, rainfall on Christmas Day isn't common, but this year's festive season has been marked by persistent showers dampening celebrations in parts of the country. In the Ashanti region, particularly Kumasi, the unexpected rains have disrupted outdoor events, leaving many residents and event organizers unable to fully enjoy the festivities. Our correspondent William Evans Inkum has been observing the situation in the Ashanti regional capital. Evans, good to have you. Good afternoon to you. Just how concerning has the rainfall been for open-air event over the past days?
Well, so Crosby, it suffices to say or to use this local expression that, well, event organizers have been catching diarrhea. And I'm saying this because of the fact that they have never envisaged that there's going to be this level of downpour. Beginning last 3 days ago, that was 24th, it rained cats and dogs in many parts of the Ashanti region. Several events had to be put on hold. Then on 25th, certain parts of the Ashanti region also experienced downpour. Nonetheless, I mean, some event organizers have been very steadfast in terms of making sure that they go through with their event. And of course, I mean, merrymakers have also defied the rains to also partake in, I mean, these events. Nonetheless, I can tell you that it is something that many were not anticipating. And for them, it is rare as far as a season like this or Christmas is concerned. Crosby.
But beyond open air events for residents themselves in the Ashanti region and other parts of the country, how are they celebrating Christmas and anticipating the new year in the face of the weather?
Well, so in terms of the local economy, some have expressed satisfaction about the government, the current administration handling of the economy, saying that, well, I mean, there has been some stability as far as the cedi strength to dollar is concerned. Goods, special commodities, high demanded commodities in the market have also seen some level of stability in terms of prices. Only that entertainment has been that of, one would say, a bit of a challenge because of the fact that, I mean, most events, about 90 to 95% of them, if I'm not exaggerating, or let me use the word approximately, are done in open space. And the more reason why many are not happy that the amphitheater, which was started in the previous administration, is still at its halting stage. And nothing is going on per my visit this morning. The entire project has stalled, and this project is supposed to have at least hosted about 1,000 people. So, assuming it was completed as was promised last year, sometime April, was completed and functioning this time, many organizers wouldn't have their fate or event dangling as far as the current situation is concerned, Crosby.
Evans, thank you. Thank you so much for bringing us those details. William Evans Inkum updating us on the happenings in the Ashanti region. We're still staying on Christmas because it's the Masquerade Festival that time in Takoradi. The streets of secondary Takoradi, they are electrified as the anchors or the masqueraders take over Christmas. Everyone is joining the party, young, old, male, female, everybody. Irama Smith is live from Takoradi with all the action. Irama, talk to us. How was the place? Irama, can you hear me? I'm sure Irama is struggling to hear me clearly, and that is because of the jamboree on the street of Sekondi Takoradi, where residents, both young and old, male and female, taking over the streets, joining the masqueraders or the anchors group to enjoy Christmas. Irama, can you hear me now?
Yes, it's quite strange.
If you can hear me, Irama, talk to me. What is the mood in Sekondi Takoradi today?
Right, so the mood in Sekondi Takoradi is palpable excitement as Christmas in Takoradi is wont to be. You know, in Secondary Takoradi, Christmas is a big deal. Apart from the church activities and the parties at the beaches and individual homes, what cuts across is the anchor culture. So today, the over 50 masquerading groups are gearing up to come and show us their dancing skills, popularly known as Inchum or Achumu. So when you come to town, it's like everybody is in expectation, and the excitement is very, very high.
Right, I see. The exciting culture of the masquerade culture in Takoradi. Talk to us about it.
The masquerade culture is something that is esteemed as very, very high in Secondary Takoradi. In fact, when it gets to Christmas, people travel. I mean, indigents of Takoradi who are all across the world, many of them travel down to Takoradi from Europe, from the Americas, all over the world. They travel back home to be part of this. And every year, the costumes are changed. So people actually pay for it, even when they're outside the country. Pay for it. When they come, they wear their costumes, and everybody wants to be part. If you are not part of those in the costumes, you will be standing aside, observing or admiring and cheering them on. Now, this particular one, this year, Connect FM, Media Journal's radio station in Takoradi, Connect 97.1 FM, is partnering with the biggest masquerading club in town, that is the Supreme, to showcase this culture. So we have also created our Anchors Village here, and we have about 45 of the over 50 masquerading groups who, from 2 p.m., start parading here. Each group will be showcasing its dance, the Achimu dance. We'll have people working on stills, and every group has a different costume. So they'll be showcasing their costumes, they'll be showcasing their dances. It promises to be something very spectacular and exciting.
Erema, thank you. Thank you so much for updating us on the fun and the enjoyment as the Masquerades Festival Takoradi takes over the entire street of Secondary Takoradi. Well, 48 hours until we paint the Labadi Beach white with the biggest party as we climax this December. The 3FM All-White Party promises to be a perfect night filled with a star-studded lineup and electrifying music performances from the hottest DJs in Accra. There'll be the likes of DJ Abiam, DJ Faculty, DJ Phil, all the DJs belonging to the Media General Group, to the 3FM Group, to the TV3 Group. They will all be there, and it's all about the 3FM All-White Party. You should make your way there. My colleague, Annan Haliga, he has put together this report, and the report is talking about the fun activities that you get to enjoy, how you can be part of the program, how you can come with your family, enjoy tables, enjoy drinks, performances, good food, good music from amazing DJs, performances. Stoneboy will be there, Jackie will be there, Kofi Kinata will be there, and a lot more artists, A-list artists will be there just to make sure that you have one of the best nights of your life this Christmas before you enter into 2026 in the new year. It is all happening at the Labadi Beach, and we have just about 48 hours until we paint the Labadi Beach white. Take a listen to this report put together by my colleague Annan Haliga.
The 3FM All-White, which began 7 years ago, has evolved over the years from a simple overnight trip to Kusumbu to a spectacular year and extravaganza aimed at bringing together listeners and viewers for a remarkable celebration after a hectic 2025. The much-anticipated All-White Party Beach Edition is set to kick off on the 28th of December and promises delivered high-energy performances from some of the country's top entertainers.
It's our 7th edition, and we're really excited about this particular one because it's the beach edition first and foremost, where we're collaborating with Labadi Beach Hotel, which are the top-notch in terms of hospitality. Every single they won multiple awards to show for it, so we're really excited to collaborate with them this year for the beach edition of it. So it's happening at Labadi Beach Hotel, the private beach area of the Labadi Beach Hotel, and we have 3 of the finest artists that have thrilled us in the year 2025. the party is always multi-layered because we have our live band element where we have some of the finest live bands giving us renditions of all the great songs. We have the DJs that create an atmosphere of a club or a party throughout the event, and as well give us the ultimate after party at the end of the event. Then we have the artist performances. So we start off with the live band, we enter into the artist performances, and we wrap it up with our after party with the DJs.
Now a staple on the festive calendar, the 3FM All-White Party features some of Ghana's finest entertainers, including Kofi Kinata, Jackie and Stonebwoy, delivering unforgettable performances to an audience dressed elegantly in white.
We're going to be in live and full color at this all-white party this Sunday on the 28th at the Body Beach Hotel. And as we've said so many times before, come and let's just enjoy the end of the year with Samba Ghana. We're here to just elevate the event and make sure that everyone goes out this year with a smash.
I'm inviting everybody to the 3FM All-White Party on Sunday. Come through, come get your tickets, come get your tables. I'm going to be spinning all your favorite tracks from hip life, Afrobeat, to Amapiano, to the dancehall, to everything. Bro, come through the beach, so I advise that you come around with some low-heel shoes. Or better still, you can take them off and dance in the sun. Come through, let's have fun.
The beach edition promises even more excitement and fun. To purchase a ticket or book a table, dial *928 *12 *12 or call 053 110 0927 or call 053 220 0927.
You certainly do not want to miss the 3FM All-White Party. You should make your way there. This is all the midday news on 3FM 92.7. Let's bring you some more stories this afternoon. The International Monetary Fund has proposed a 3-month extension of Ghana's extended credit facility program, citing delays in the completion of some agreed reforms ahead of the final review. Economist Professor Patrick Asumi says the proposed extension is largely due to the fact that several reforms agreed under the extended credit facility have either been delayed or not fully implemented. He explains that the additional time will allow government and IMF staff to complete outstanding structural measures before the 6th and final program review is submitted to the IMF board, noting that unfinished actions cannot be approved. Professor Sumi holds the view that beyond the IMF process, Ghanaians should be more concerned about whether government has a clear and credible plan to fully stabilize and fix the economy to prevent a return to the IMF in future.
So my reading of what the IMF is proposing is that given these extensions, now, even though the cutoff date was May 16th, it's likely that some of the things that have been delayed may not have been completed. So it's important that before the final review, the 6th and final review is submitted to the IMF board, the sufficient time is given. If you recall how the reviews have been done, the staff will come do the discussions with the government, and then they will come to an agreement. But certain things, the agreement won't go to the board until a few things have been concluded. That's always been the case. So I think
leadership of whichever government
laws that we don't plan to implement before, just so that we can enter the IMF. So I think for ordinary Ghanaians, what we should be concerned about is to be watchful that beyond the IMF, our government is communicating a clear strategy that will convince us that this time we are going to do things as we should, so that we don't return to the IMF.
And that's the voice of Dr. Patrick Assuming there with us, talking to us about the latest from the International Monetary Fund there. To some other stories this afternoon, the U.S. has launched strikes against militants linked to the Islamic State group IS in northwestern Nigeria, where jihadists have long carried out an insurgency. Camps run by the group in Sokoto State, which lies on Nigeria's border with Niger, were hit. The U.S. military said, adding that an initial assessment suggested multiple fatalities. U.S. President Donald Trump said the Christmas Day strikes were powerful and deadly and labeled the group terrorist scum, saying it had been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians. Nigerian Foreign Minister Yusuf Miatama Tuga told reporters that it was a joint operation and had nothing to do with a particular religion. The Nigerian government has been fighting a complex network of jihadist groups, which includes Boko Haram and Islamic State-linked splinter groups, for several years. Let's get over the phones and speak with a Nigerian journalist, Latif. He's joining us all the way from Nigeria. Latif is the head of research and digital news editor at News Central TV. Abdul Latif Ahmed, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us. How are Nigerians reacting to the news of the US airstrikes against ISIS? Abdul Latif, if you can hear me, I'm struggling to get a better connection with you. If you could reposition yourself for me, I'd appreciate it so we could have the conversation clearly. Can you hear me now? We're really struggling to establish a clear connection with you. Abdul Latif Ahmed, head of research and digital news editor at News Central TV, will be joining us to update us on the latest from the US, the deadly attack launched by the US against militants linked to the Islamic State group in northwestern Nigeria, where jihadists have long carried out an insurgency. Camps run by the group in Sokoto State, and that state lies on Nigeria's border with Niger. We understand that those areas have been hit. The U.S. military said, adding that an initial assessment suggested multiple fatalities. U.S. President Donald Trump, he says that the Christmas Day strikes were powerful and deadly. He labeled the group as terrorist scum, saying it had been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians. Foreign Minister Yusuf Tuga says it was a joint operation and had nothing to do with a particular religion. The Nigerian government has been fighting for a number of years a complex network of jihadist groups. They include Boko Haram and IS-linked splinter groups for several years. Abdul Latif Ahmed, we're trying again to connect with Abdul Latif Ahmed. Abdul, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great.
I can hear you.
The connection is better. Talk to us. How are Nigerians responding to this? Unfortunately, Abdul Latif, the connection has gone back to how it was before we established a clear connection with you. I know if you could reposition yourself in a more better way so that we can establish a good connection. Abdul Latif is joining us from Nigeria. Please pardon us for the connectivity issues, but we're still working the lines, working the internet to ensure that we reach Abdul Latif. Abdul, talk to me. Let me hear if it's a better connection now.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Am I audible enough? Okay. Fine. So basically, Nigerians are excited about the collaboration between the United States and the Nigerian forces. There's a chance that most of the stronghold and the enclaves of the terrorists will be dislodged. However, there has to be the framing for this operation must be clear. It is for the sake of all Nigerians and not necessarily to save a particular religion, people of a particular religion. These terrorists or bandits and several names that they call themselves have attacked villages, they have attacked farmers, they have attacked communities, they've burnt down villages, and so they have to be intercepted, they have to be dealt with. So it's a welcome development for most Nigerians.
The operation, we understand, was in consultation with Nigerian security and intelligence. Has the Nigerian security made any comments beyond what the foreign minister has said?
None so far. Only the foreign minister's words, and they are reassuring anyway, because if there was no word, collaboration or some sort of discussions and intelligence sharing. I'm not sure Nigerians will take this particular operation in the way it's Nigerians have taken it. There will have been a lot of, angst. There will be a lot of probably riots because, beyond attacking terrorist locations, countries with sovereignty should not just allow anybody from anywhere to just attack locations without such say-so by the military or the forces or the presidency. So it's a welcome development. We are watching the process. We are contacting people from these communities to be sure if terrorists were attacked or if residents were affected. So far, there is no case of casualty from the locations that has been hit, unless there are other detailed information that comes from the government or from the United States.
Abdul Latif, thank you. Thank you so much for bringing us those details. We appreciate your time with us on the program. We'll be speaking with Abdul Latif Ahmed. He's the head of research and digital news at News Central TV in Nigeria, updating us on the situation in Nigeria after the U.S. attack on some areas in Nigeria there. But that's how we draw the curtains on the midday news here on 3FM 92.7. There's more news on our website, 3news.com. My name is Noble Crosby, Annan. Please enjoy the rest of our programs. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.